Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Weaves of Waves. Yeah, I'm gonna have a rest day today, so I'm gonna lie in. I'm having a second cup of tea and everything is happy. Oh, well, then you start looking at the world and then you think, oh shit. I've just done an hour's meditation and I'm feeling, yeah, I ought to teach this. I'm going to put my story time is too long. Okay, so we're reassessing. Of course I'm reassessing. I'm overthinking everything. But my story time is too long for YouTube. And yeah, 30 minutes is like, well, maybe I could do that as a podcast. I'm on podcasting. I've got Anchor and it goes on to Spotify and places, and I'm trying to rearrange that. I don't seem to get many viewers on podcasts, but maybe I need to do long ones. So all my long ones just can be audio only. And that saves an awful lot of uploading, because I'm still having trouble uploading. I've got yesterday's video to upload still, so I'll probably do them two together. Anyway, so yeah, teaching meditation on podcasting, or at least talking about it and putting it together, because I want to put together classes. And yeah, I know there's an awful lot of people doing online classes right now, and it's like, meh. Teaching online is not necessarily as good as face-to-face. I'm not very good at doing the classes, so if I applied for quite a few of them last year thinking, well, I've got nothing else to do in lockdown, let's do some online classes, but I don't like them. There's no interaction, there's no face-to-face, there's no one else asking questions in the class. I wasn't very good at them, and the knowledge itself, just give me a book to read. You just go read a book on the subject. So yeah, I've been fighting against myself trying to do online classes, because I'm not sure if other people may be different. Maybe they find online classes really easy to do. So that was that. So I want to teach meditation. I want to teach tantric sex. I want to teach about yoni eggs and female sexuality. And I don't want to be wank material. so I'm always like, okay, that's an interesting thing to go through. So really looking at the world, and there's so many subjects I want to talk about, and I don't feel I'm able to. Yeah, it's like I'm being throttled. I was with giffgaff and they throttled me. I had unlimited uploads and downloads. I thought, yay! But then they cut the speed in half, so you're sitting there going, yeah. I think Asda Mobile was doing the same, and all those people's. I'm now on EE, so we'll see if EE is working better. I hope so. Fingers crossed. It looks good, and yeah, I've been having a lot easier upload time, so we'll keep with EE. But meditation goes deep, and if you're not meditating, you're an idiot, okay? It's that sort of level. I have been an idiot. Don't get me wrong, I'm not pointing the finger, there's three fingers pointing back. I have struggled with meditation all my life, because when I don't do it, I start to fray apart, and then you start thinking, well, I'm a mess anyway, what's the point? There is a big point. You have to sit there, and you have to sit still, and you have to close your eyes, and yes, your mind is all over the fucking shop, and I don't use that language lightly. I am saying that your mind goes everywhere, and you spend, even if you're just sitting there 10 minutes, you spend 10 minutes just bringing your mind back. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. And I'm not one for breath meditation. Breath meditation makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm like antsy, and it sort of sparks off sort of pins and needles in places. And I'm not happy with that. So I think that there are many, many different ways of meditating, and you've just got to find one that sits well for you. And yeah, I found one where you just send awareness over the body, all the way inside the body. So you send awareness down your little fingers, you send awareness down to your big toe, you send awareness into your knees and your shoulders and your back and each spine, each part of your spine, you send awareness. And that was, to me, a way of bringing the mind back into the awareness of the body. Bringing it back. It also sends energy to places where it's like painful or hurting or discomfort. And a lot of meditation is uncomfortable, okay? So it's not sitting there chilled out, totally blissful, none of that. A lot of the time you are fighting yourself to sit still. You are fighting your mind, you are fighting your emotions. It's an interesting game, and it's like going to war sometimes, because there was times where I just fell asleep. It's just like I was so exhausted. As soon as I sit down, as soon as my mind and my breath starts evening out, I'm asleep. And I used to just like wake up. It's like, oh, and that isn't good either. That's not meditation, that's rest. But I reckon that I needed the rest. So yeah, it's, you have to balance it out. So the whole procedure is tough, okay? But when the shit hits the fan in your life, you need that. You need that willpower and that discipline. I need that refuge, if nothing else. The only place that's safe in your mind is in your mind. The only place that's safe in your entire life is in your mind, okay? And the world is a dangerous, nasty, screaming place, okay? But you don't have to meditate on that. You just close your eyes and let your mind go where it will. And you allow it. And it's a great tool. And sometimes I say, okay, let's think about this. Let's think about that. Let's bring it back to the body. Let's do, okay, it's like a puppy, and it needs to go for a run every now and again. And if you're constantly distracting your mind, you're constantly putting it down, and you're busy all the time, the whole busy 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, and there is no space for your mind to be let off a lead. Yeah, it's just like a puppy where it's like it's not going to do as it's told, and it starts getting depressed, miserable, and yeah, it gets pain-filled. And I found that. I went through it all. I went through most things with meditation. I've done it for, since I was about 19. Wow. 19. And I'm 49 now, and coming up to my 50th. So in other words, a long time I have been meditating on and off. And it's been my refuge. Because once you close your eyes and you're in that space, you can build anything in that space. That space becomes yours. You can put your own home in it. I long for my own home. I have done most of my life. It's like looking for a home. And I'm not sure I will find it in this world. So I go inside and I build my own home there. And it's like, okay, that's fine. I can plant my own garden there. And yeah, it's kind of like Minecraft. You can build whatever you like, except it's the graphics are a lot better, and you can do the touch and smell and feel and hearing and stuff. So building a space inside your mind, building your refuge, your sanctuary, is something that I think a lot of the people that are depressed and stressed and anxious. Now, I get anxious. I've had my panic attacks, don't get me wrong. It's not a cure-all. This world scares the life out of me, and my body goes into reaction. Palpitations, nasty, nasty, nasty thing. And I could be relaxed and chilling, and palpitations will come along. I can be meditating, and palpitations will come along. And it's like a build-up. I don't understand it, and I've looked at the medical things, and there are a lot of theories, put it that way, and I think it's a build-up. I think stress inside me builds up, and then it sort of finds a place where I'm relaxed and presumably safe. The body is not so stressed. It can now let out in a form of palpitations. And the more I meditate and allow the stress not to build up, so I've got to let an outlet somehow. The meditation is one way for me to avoiding palpitations, because I hate palpitations. The heart races way too fast, and it's bouncing all over the place, and there's no rhythm, no rhyme, and it makes me breathless. I get dizzy. I stand up and I want to fall over. And it's not good when I drive. You've got to pull over and you're thinking, well, how do I get home? I got palpitations. So yeah, there is a serious thing going on there. And yet the medical thing says, don't worry about it. It's no problem. It's not a heart attack. You will get over it. And you just go home and go to sleep, and hopefully you wake up and it's gone. But it is still an anxiety attack. Supermarkets still give it to me. It's like, and it's even 10 times worse with all this sort of restrictions on you, and the tannoy coming over saying, you know, stop, save lives, wash your hands. It's like, so yeah, so the meditation has got to come along, and it's got to happen. And when I miss it, I miss it. I don't. It's like spoons. If it's spoons is a thing, I think, in the autism areas, where you build up spoons. So every day you wake up with a amount of spoons, and you spend them. And it's a great analogy where, so I wake up and have had a good night's sleep and I've got this amount of spoons. And all the stresses and strains of the day, I have to spend spoons. And I've got to make sure I have enough spoons to get through to the next day. And then where I can do the same again. So meditation gives me more spoons, basically. So if you have a good night's sleep, that's great. If not, go and do some meditation. And so you have enough spoons to get through the anxious, stress-filled parts of the day. And then the depression can hit. Now I'm well aware of the spiral going down. I don't go there now because I will make sure that I have some time in meditation. I learned the hard way. I don't want to get depressed and miserable and suicidal. I can't afford it. I haven't got the spoons, because you spend an awful lot going down there and you spend an awful lot coming back up. And yeah, the world is not sympathetic. Nobody gives a flying monkeys that you're depressed, miserable and suicidal. Okay, so there's nobody in your life that cares. They're all having their own problem. And that also hurts, because you just want somebody just to sort of say, okay, I'm here. And maybe you've got that, and I hope you do. But to me, all I had was meditation. And meditation is there for you. Your own mind does not have to be your enemy. It can be a friend, as long as you let it off the lead. And then it can go for wonderful adventures. Then your mind is one of your best friends in the world, and it becomes a tool, because that's what it's designed for. It's a goal-seeking mechanism. You give it a goal. You tell it, right, I'm going to think of stories. I'm going to think of creative ideas. What do I want to do? How do I want to play this? How do I want to plant this? What do I want it to look like? What's the end result? And you just send your mind off. I want to know, I can't remember that. What was the name of that movie? Send your mind off. And it will return with all the answers. And you go, good mind. You pat it on its head and give it a treat. It serves you well. It is a very poor master. So I'm talking about your inner dialogue. And that dialogue needs to go off. And you picture it as a puppy. It is a puppy for me. It is a friendly puppy right now. There's times when we go up against each other, and that's not fun. But with meditation, we work it out together. And I don't beat myself up. I don't get depressed. I still get anxious, but that's part of life. But the depression side of things is negated by meditation for me. And it's taken a long time. But I'm not blue. You know, I get those blue moments, but I'm not blue sort of for a large amount of time. Move on. Keep moving. Keep moving. Let the mind go off. Keep moving. Keep moving. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. I love you lots. Please take care of yourselves and each other. Take care of yourselves first sometimes, because an awful lot of people are not taking care of themselves. And that means moving out of fear. If you're living in fear of death, dying, pain, destruction, that's not taking care of yourself. So go outside and move on. Keep moving through those thoughts. And there's part of me who wants to go extreme. I want to tell you what to do. I want to just stop this. And there's a lot of people out there doing that. I don't believe that that is the way. I don't believe it's my purpose is to tell you how to get through it. It's your purpose to discover how to get you through it. So take care of yourself. All right? Love you lots. Bye now.